are you ready to play some dragoons and diapers? I don't know.
I would love to.
You guys are attending a masquerade ball. You're up in the furthest northeast. Trying to do the map of Britain in my head then to remember which way was which. Point of point of the map of the continent. Not quite to the edge. The only thing past you is the ruins of a very ancient, very forgotten city. The only thing that remains is its name. No one quite remembers what happened. Just like no one quite knows anything about the palace where the five of you are. The Court of Dusts is renowned for just... especially the owner, known for its elusiveness. Unless... usually, the story is that unless you're invited, you can't find it. But tonight, the doors are open, as they are every 50 or so years, for a party. And the five of you are attending in these huge, ornate, marbled halls. You are currently, the five of you, in a ballroom. There are many, many people milling around. Filigree, some of them you know. Many, many of them you don't. The rest of you don't really see anyone you recognise. Not at first glance. Most of the people are taller than Robin.
Uh-huh.
So, in this very busy ballroom with its dining room spreads and its very lively music, I'm going to ask each of you where you would be in this room. And we're going to go in order that is on my screen. So, Robin, what would you be doing?
What would he be doing?
And also, please describe and introduce your character.
Okay, so we're just in a crowded room right now.
Mm-hmm, you're in the ballroom.
Okay. So, standing, just trying to find his way to a different room to go do a little bit of exploring. You see a little 3-foot tall rabbit. He's got tan fur that goes from a little white bit that goes from his chin to like the bottom of his belly. He's got a white shirt on with like a blue robe on top and like no pants, but like in a sweet way. And that's what it looks like. And he's just trying to find he's just searching, trying to find a way that isn't like no one's going to see him if he goes into a different room and just goes off to have a little look around.
Okay. Next is Filigree. So, Annie, what are you up to?
I probably make round, rubbing elbows with all the correct known people.
Avoiding the lesser known ones.
Yeah. Being seen and talking to the nobles and higher ups that would be there.
Okay. So yeah, you're, I assume, sort of with the 3 people that you already know that you've found once you've got here. It's a very extensive process for you to like get in, because the like walkway alone up to this place was massive. It is buried amidst the mountains, so you had to give like invitation. They were like, you think they did some sort of like spell to be like, yeah, you're fine, you're who you say you are, before they let you in. And then you sort of like immediately locked eyes with one of the these individuals that was like just sort of hovering around like, anybody interesting here yet? Yeah, so the first So yeah, you're hanging out with your few friends and just conversing with people. Next is Wigson.
Wigson is a Furborg. He's up there. He's a little bit shorter than most Furborg right now. He's, doing the oh gosh, what is this guy's self to appear a few feet shorter so that he fits in better. He looks very out of place as well in like a very, very nice suit. But like if you were to touch it, it's way too rough and way too heavy for what it should be made of. And he's over by like wherever he can find food, you can see him over that way. Every now and then you see him like grab something off the table and like pick it up like he's gonna eat it, and you see a little furry face pop out of his suit jacket and like grab it and carry it away. Every now and then he reaches, some little paws come out of the sleeve of his jacket, grab some food as well and crawl back up.
God.
For the record, if his character interacts with my character, she will be heavily disgusted by his existence.
He's just over there, and like every now and then you'll see him. I was like, "Oh wow, there's just so much food over here. This place is amazing."
Sounds like
He just kind of muttered himself, just amazed at the spread that's been laid out.
Just a question, not related to anything at all. Is Wixon eating the food?
Wixon is eating some as well. Yes.
Okay. I'll get back to that.
Uh-oh.
Mia Moira. I could try to figure out how to say your name. Smidge, what are you up to?
You can say Mia, that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
So Mia would be probably following around whoever's got the drinks on hand. She is quite anxious, so she'll be footering around with her pet. She's got a locket around her neck, so she'll be holding onto that, kind of fiddling around with it, drinking her drink to try and calm the nerves, avoiding most people. She is a 4'11" tabaxi, tabby coloured fur. She's very well groomed. She's wearing a black dress that kind of fades down into gold and white. She's got a beautiful mask on since it is a ball that she's attending. And she also has two different coloured eyes. One is like a, like a very bright green, and one's like a hazel colour. So she'll just be kind of like avoiding people as much as she can, trying to keep to herself, socialising if she needs to, only if it's necessary.
Okay. And finally, Celtia. Saren.
Yeah, but,
There we go.
so, what you notice, quite nearby Wigson at the food table is just a politely dressed, kind of easily 50s, 60s man. He is salt and pepper hair, right back, and despite his like really nice clothing, demeanour, and all that, he's ham-fisting some food and just chewing on it while staring directly at Wigson, trying to work out what he's doing. Just chewing and going. And every now and then I'll just be like looking around the house and just examining people, like direct eye contact for more than 4 seconds whenever someone looks their way. There you go.
Okay. Right. So that is each of our players. You're trying to sneak off. Mm-hmm. So this is what I'm trying to gauge now. Robin's trying to sneak into a different room. Filigree's just chatting people up. Two of you are stuffing your faces. Mm-hmm. And Mia's just trying to remain unnoticed in the corner for the most part. Okay. You roll a stealth check for me, Robin.
Okay.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Those are the dice you bought me as well.
Lesbianism works.
They've got little bats on.
I think that's 23. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. You can tell who does the maths when we play D&D. So, yeah, and Filigree, roll a perception check. They may or may not be related to each other.
Who can say?
Hit the square number next to perception. Oliver might pick that up. She said 15.
Oh, yeah, I forgot I have to be like right on my mic. I rolled a 15. I rolled a 5, but I have a plus 10.
Oh damn!
It was a bad roll.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
Okay. So, you managed to sort of you weave your way through. No one notices Robin weaving his way through the crowd, because that's an insane roll. But first roll is a 23. Hopefully, the rest of it goes the same way.
Fuck.
Robin's just little. No one really notices. It's very easy for you to just like dodge through people to like the doors. Filigree, you do clock 2 people stood by the like huge like buffet table that's sort of laid out with all of its little like hors d'oeuvres. One of them shoveling food into their mouth with their hands, and the other maybe eating, but also maybe just shoving shit in his like coat.
Ugh. Who invited them?
I need you to roll a d20 for me. Don't add anything, just roll it. You get? Okay. So this is all happening, everyone's sort of milling around, the music is picking up, people are like starting to dance. Filigree, you know that sort of you've been here for about an hour or so, and you, as ever, arrive fashionably late. So you sort of clock these people acting a bit funny, but you're also like waiting because around this time is sort of when the host tends to greet people. And no one really knows anything about the host now. You know that the house opens every 50 or so years, but you've no idea whether it's the same host every 50 or so years or if it's a family tradition. No one knows. So you're just sort of waiting for that. As like people are dancing, they're having fun, they're having a drink. Robin, you go through a door, like just one of the side doors, and as you like open it, you don't look because you open it and you just like sneak through, you close it behind you, you turn around, you're at the opposite side of the room. So you can see the door that you've just come through, just as it's like behind you.
I look back at the door, look at the room. I look back at the door, the far door, look at that one, like, what the fuck?
The door that everybody like entered through, the like double doors at the back of the room, are still open. You know that direction is like the full regal like front entrance. It sort of leads through the breaks through the corridors and then leads out into like the foyer area. And that's still open. What does Robin do?
I'll go back through the doors that I just came through and see what happens.
Roll a d20.
Fuck it. 5.
Okay. Yeah, you open the door you've just come through, and you are in like you open it and you see you're in a corridor, and you can see like some servants like carrying some plates down the corridor, like in trays of drinks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they look like, as they see you, they like see you like peeking through the door to be like, is this a different room? Mm-hmm. They see you sort of peeking through the door, and they're like, is everything all right? We need to go through that way.
Sorry, just trying to find the bathroom. Got a bathroom?
Is there one?
person, like the first person you saw, one of the like butlers sort of looks at you and goes, there is. It's just the host's about to greet everyone. Why don't you just step back inside and we can show you afterwards? We'll stand nearby.
Okay. Cool.
So they sort of escort you back into the room. And then a few other servers follow them. They sort of mill around the room, handing out drinks as those front doors begin to close. And there we go. As the doors close, the lights dim a little bit, everyone's being handed drinks, and there's like some like hushed whispers of people going like, oh, they should be, like, I think they're coming out now, I think whoever it is here. And up on the steps above you, I don't know if any of you have ever played Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yes. I know exactly the thing you're talking about.
The ground level of the ball, of the actual dance floor, and then there's like some stairs that go up and a small balcony, and then doors behind them.
Yep.
Some of those doors open, and a very regal, dressed in all white, like robes, mostly like ice white, but with some like blue on it, is a very, very pale looking elf. His hair is like long and grey, like fully pulled back. And he just sort of looks around, holds up a glass, and each one of you feel like he makes eye contact with you for a second, but you're like, it's a very big room, he's probably just looking around. And as one of the like butlers like taps the glass to sort of like make the announcement, he steps up to the balcony and he looks across the room and says, so welcome first of all to the Court of Dusts. There are very few celebrations quite like this one. It's a celebration in the depths of winter in one of the oldest palaces in the world to you. It's a celebration of life. My own, to a point. The lives of many in this room. And the lives that all of you will add to it. We thank you for your attendance here. And we hope you have as good a time navigating these halls as we have had building them. Now, enjoy the dancing, enjoy the music, but I feel it pertinent to inform you. The way you came in will not be the way you leave. I myself am very fond of these halls, and I bid you to explore. Maybe you'll find a way out that we have yet to. But enjoy your night, and I understand that for many of you, I might be seeing you very soon, and for a very, very long time to come. And he sort of raises his glass. Several other people, like a lot of the other guests in the room, raise their glass, but like a few of them look very confused for a second. Filigree, the companions that you're with, the people that you've known for years, they also look confused. They don't quite seem to grasp what's happening. Everest is sort of, you can see them like starting to like back up. They're glancing at the door that is like fully closed now. and between the door and the people in the room. And as you glance between them and when they look back up to the host, who has not told you their name yet, that host is looking directly at you. And he gives like a sort of bow of his head. And just says, "Enjoy the party. And welcome to our new friends, guests, perhaps housemates from the Court of Dusts." And he turns and he walks back out of the doors that he came in through. Mira is stood next to you as well, Filigree, and she fully just tilts her head and turns and like walks towards the door. One of the servers stops her and they say something you're not 100% sure of, but Amira looks confused but takes like the glass of wine that the server's offering her and sort of like awkwardly like shuffles back over to you. And the rest of you, Robin, I nearly called you Lucky then, that's your name in a different game. Robin, you like look up at the server again and that like is waiting, told you that they would wait to escort you to like the bathroom. And they're like looking down at you but like out of the corner of their eyes if they're waiting to see what you're gonna do. Yeah, the room is like, the music sort of builds up again. The lights brighten a little bit again, but not like hugely. You can see like a couple of people like using thaumaturgy at the side to like brighten and dim the lights.
That's fancy.
Yeah, they have people for that. So you're all stood in a room. A massive ballroom full of closed doors and a weird greeting from a host. Filigree, you've been to fancy parties and balls before. That was a bit weird. No one's ever told you that you might be housemates before. It's a little presumptuous, but yeah, the music builds back up. Some people begin dancing again. And if any of you are like noticing the people dancing, they are the people that were sort of already dancing when any of you got here. So, welcome to the Court of Dusts. What would you like to do in this ballroom?
I'm currently just staying at the same table, just watching everyone, still eating away, just gathering some energy to keep myself going throughout the night.
Cool. Yes, on relation to the eating, Wixen and Celtia, I need wisdom saves from both of you.
Wisdom
Excuse me? Okay.
Got it.
Oh, fantastic plus 0, that's my favourite stat. Oh! 18.
So Celtia got 18. Wixen, what did you get?
14.
14. Okay. Noted.
Fair enough.
It's Flossie who just said noted.
I think eventually, if Wixen, because he's making his way down the table, making through all of them, would eventually get close to Sirithil and be like, "Isn't it just wonderful how there's just all this food out here? This is amazing. I've never been to anything like this."
Well, noticing that someone's talking to them, I think just going to turn around and be like, well, the fact we've got food here at all is really nice. Like, we don't get this often in this area.
Oh,
Don't you agree?
Is the hunting really bad around here? I wandered out this way, and is the hunting bad?
Oh, depends upon the season, but particularly up this area, there's no wildlife, there's no nothing. And these people are just giving it away for free. Do they not need to survive any winters?
That's insane. This is the most food I've ever seen in one place.
Exactly the same. I've just never seen this before. Like, So you do the same? You are like...
Well, yeah, usually I either, forage out in the woods or, back of garbage bins of, different grocers and bakeries. They have some nice stuff in there. It doesn't come close to this, though.
I think we should, like, talk about some techniques, because I've been going around for a while now and it's been hard to find some food, you know?
Oh, yeah, it's all about knowing. I've learned as long as I keep moving, find new places to forage all the time. Cities have been really nice. But nothing close to this. I mean, especially when I've got, a large hunger. And you just see him, like, once again, like, he's still trying to somewhat hide it, but you just see, like, another little face, like, pops out, like, underneath the jacket this time. Like, he, like, moves down. His little furry face, like, pops out for some food.
Okay, with the same hand, I'm just going to take my final bite and put it in my hand and go,Selt, pleasure to meet you.
Oh, it's nice to meet you. He's just, like, full grabs without thinking about it whatsoever.
Just shake.
My name's, Wigson.
Would he know how to shake hands?
Wigson Golden Bowl. He does, but, like, he grabs your hand really awkwardly.
It's kind of like that kind of thing.
Yeah, he's like this. Like, he doesn't know what to do with it.
Grabs the back of your hand and shakes it.
Yeah, he grabs the back of your hand.
You just do a little
Thank you.
elbow bump like is common nowadays.
And you feel two little, like, furry paws grab your hand as well.
They're also shaking
Almost
your
like-
hand.
Yes.
Several hands, like, I like your friends, what's their names?
Oh, this. And like he's like, well, you seem trustworthy here. And he kind of, like, opens his jacket up a little bit, and there's just, like, 3 possums just poking out of his jacket. Well, this is my family. Like, they've been with me.
You've got the same mother?
Well, no, they more found me. I was lost, and they taught me how to forage.
I love them. They're very good friends, and we'll go down to the possums and just be like, you look after him because this one's he needs taught.
One of them just, like, hops out on your shoulder and just sits on it for a second.
Okay. Accept and just give a little clap and be like,
I'm gonna cry.
good little one.
Wait, hold on. There is a possum sitting on his shoulder,
Yeah,
out in
fully.
the open.
Fully.
Yeah.
I like how you do this.
And I am aware of these people and
Oh,
where they
yeah.
are. So I would see a rodent,
You're
I would
fully
scream
Yep.
and start yelling at the help to get it.
The help. Okay.
Oh no. Bring the help.
It's very good characterization, just referring to them as the help.
Oh yeah, no, that's all. They're lucky if they get that.
Yeah. Oi, you.
Oh,
come
good
here. Yeah, you're sort of, like, gesturing, like, you grab one of the, like, the servers, and you're, like, just gesturing wildly towards these people, like, screaming about there being, like, a rodent. And the server just sort of, like, looks at you, tilts their head, and they just go, oh,